Even better than I was the last time, baby. We back.
Today we are discussing the Salem witch trial. And here with me today we have a very special guest, Dr. Maddie. Hello, Dr. Maddie. So my first question is, what were some tests for witch to see if somebody was a witch?
Okay, one of them is the swimming test. They would strip the clothing off of the witch and bound them and toss them into a big body of water and see if they would sink or float. And then they also did witch cakes.
And what is that?
And they would take a sample of the victim's urine and mix it with rye meal and ashes and bake it into a cake.
Now, what kind of ashes were it? Do we know that?
Probably just like ashes off of a fire, maybe, I'm guessing. And they would feed it to an animal, and if it worked, the animal would fall into a spell and reveal the name of the guilty sorcerer. And they also the witch's mark, they would strip the suspect and see if they had unusual marks. And the marks could change in shape and color. Like the marks would be like scars, birthmarks, sores, extra nipple, and tattoos.
That's the test? It's very interesting. Thank you. So our next special guest on this edition is Alicia. Everybody welcome Alicia. How are you today? So my first question about the witch trials is, what behaviors appeared among the villagers?
Well, it began with obnoxious screaming, seizures, trance-like states, and mysterious spells, and it was said they were controlled by Satan.
And what trials did they go through?
A lot of people were executed / hanged, and there was a man who was crushed to death by stones because he wouldn't say that he was guilty. So I assume that if other people said they weren't guilty, they suffered the same fate.
Okay, and who was the first person executed?
The first person was Bridget Bishop. She had a lot of drama with the townspeople because she had a crazy lifestyle. Plus, she was a tavern owner, and according to Putnam's beliefs, that was not right, especially if you were a woman.
All right, well, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you so much for being on my
Thank
show. We have one final guest today on this edition of this show. It is Miss Cameron. Everybody welcome Miss Cameron. Hello, how are you? It's a pleasure. So my first question for you is, who is Giles and Martha Corey?
So Giles Corey was a grumpy old farmer who basically wouldn't admit his he did witchcraft, so he was pressed to death by stones. And his wife, who was she was actually known as the gospel woman, so it shocked a lot of people that she was accused of witchcraft. And she was actually hung, but some people say it was because she questioned Putnam's authority, which she couldn't do.
So was Giles Corey hung?
Oh no, he was pressed to death by stones.
So what do you know about John Proctor?
John Proctor, he was actually a farmer, and he was actually the first male ever accused in the Salem witch trials, and he was accused by his maid because they thought his maid was possessed under his spell, so he was accused by several women of that, and he was eventually hung.
And who was Rebecca?
Rebecca was a woman who was accused of cursing two young girls, and she was also accused of torturing Ann Putnam in her sleep. So they hung her too.
And what was Thomas's personal motives?
His personal motives was basically to get revenge on his rivals and his enemies, and so as soon as they would be killed, he could obtain their land.
So he just wanted land, basically.
Yeah, for greedy purposes, basically.
All right, well, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you. I want to give one more special thanks to all my guests today. Thank you guys for joining in, and I'll see you next week on this. In Salem, 1692, a bunch of witches were accused. Wait. Right. And who was the first person executed, and what influences did their job have on them? We have Miss Alicia. Hi, Alicia.
Hey.
So my first question for you is,
Well, it began with obnoxious screaming, seizures, traumatic state, and mysterious. There was a man who said that he wasn't guilty and he had stones crushed him. So I assume that if they weren't guilty, that's what happened to them.
right. And who was the first person executed, and what influences did their job have on them?
Her name was Bridget, and she had a lot of drama with the townspeople because she had a crazy lifestyle and she was a tavern owner. And according to Putin, that was not a good lifestyle according to women. I meant Putin, sorry. I get mixed up.
Yeah, we don't do another take of this. This is so bad.
Rye milk and ashes and bake it into a cake.
Now, what kind of ashes were it? Do we know that?
Probably just like ashes off of a fire, maybe, I'm guessing. And they would feed it to an animal.
Up next on our show, we have Miss Alicia. Everybody, welcome to Cameron.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for being on my show today. So my first question for you is, who was?
Hey, nigga, let me get more snare on this shit.